Gear of the Year time, everybody.
Ginger Runner.
Oh man, that was much louder than anticipated. What's up, everyone? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another fun Ginger Runner video to wrap up 2022. It is, of course, our annual tradition of Gear of the Year, where I get to look back on the last 365 days, look through all the gear that I tested. We're talking hundreds of items, pick my favorite, and let you know all about it. A little bit of background real quick before we dive into the list. I've been reviewing gear for well over 10 years. Thousands of items have come through the studio and through my testing rotation. There is no doubt that I have the best job in the world, and I love doing these lists at the end of every year. I will say, I don't get to feature all the products that I review over the course of the year in review form. I also don't get to talk about all the cool stuff in this list. I just get to pick the few favorites. So if there is something that is not on this list that you think, hey, this was my favorite shoe, clothing item from the last year, and you want to talk about it and you're so mad that I didn't include it on the list, use the comments. This comment section of these videos is always very, very helpful for people who find this video over the course of the next few months and beyond. Second, now you might hear me say this at the beginning of every review that I do, and that is because it is required by law. All products that are featured in this video or any of my reviews are either provided by the manufacturers, by Running Warehouse, or I buy them myself. I am not financially compensated in any way by any of the brands for anything that I say about their products. I do not accept any financial compensation to be put on this list. All of the opinions and choices in this list every year are mine. I know you know that by now, but I have to state that. And finally, every product that I talk about in this year's Gear of the Year list has a link in the description that will take you over to Running Warehouse or Amazon. They are affiliate links. They cost you nothing, but we do get a couple cents on the back end. It does help the channel out. So if you want to buy any of the gear or buy your own gear, your own choices, use the links. Now that that's out of the way, let's get on with this thing. I have 12 categories. I have added 2 more categories due to popular demand. Last year, many of you requested we added an accessory category, so we have added that this year. And I went ahead and added a best running shorts category because I did not do a summer shorts showdown this year. I've been working on this movie. It's really exciting. It drops in 2023. I'll tell you more about it. It's no excuse. We have 12 categories today, and they are best running apparel, best running shorts, best work from home apparel or athleisure apparel, best storage or hydration item, best accessories, and that can be sunglasses, gloves, socks, anything like that, best gadgets, best nutrition, best drop bag item, best running shoes, best plated shoes, best trail shoes, and best budget item. Whew, it's a lot of categories, so let's just get into it. Best running apparel items. I'm literally surrounded by all the gear. There it is. Runner-up apparel item is from On Running. This is their Climate long sleeve, half zip. Really like this thing. I've been running a ton in it in sort of the fall, winter, and spring, summer transition seasons. Provides plenty of breathability. It's very, very comfortable, very soft. It has watch holes on your wrist so you can view your watch through the garment. It has a little thumb tab as well. It's just a very comfortable item. I haven't talked a lot about On Running on this channel before, especially around shoes, because they just, I don't know, don't do it for me. But the On apparel is dynamite. Climate shirt. It's good. And my favorite apparel item this year actually comes to us from Janji. They are knocking it out of the park these last few years, and that is the Groundwork tights. So these are really good tights. If you are a tights person, pay attention. If you are a shorts all year round person, you're gonna wanna just go straight to the shorts category. But the Groundwork tights are awesome. They have side hip pockets that can accommodate tons of stuff, whether it's a phone, nutrition, wallet, keys, any of that. Double pocket, double layers, big backstash pocket, just tons of options here. The material itself is very high quality, very stretchy, keeps you warm when you need to stay warm, while also allowing heat to escape and moisture to escape. So I really love these tights. They're very comfortable, very chic looking, and big fan of them. Especially now as we're getting into these cold months where we're dropping below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Tights come in handy, and I do appreciate these. Moving on to best running shorts. I am so sorry we didn't have a summer shorts showdown this year. We have so many shorts that I was putting through rotation, and I anticipated doing a video, but then it basically turned to winter. So let's talk about the runner-up. This is from a brand I have not reviewed before, Seisky? I think it's Seisky or Seisky. Basically, they're out of Copenhagen. They make some really cool gear. It does tend to be on the pricey side of things, but they are super comfortable. These are their 2-in-1 shorts, and they also make an option that does not have the longer leg. I prefer the longer leg only because it has really great storage pockets on the side, great storage pocket on the back, but they're very comfortable. I first wore these in my first trail tested video, and there was a bunch of comments like, what shorts are those? They're these, the Seisky 2-in-1s. They also make the non 2-in-1, so it's just like a brief liner on the inside. Very comfortable, very light, a little pricey, but good. And my favorite running shorts of 2022, these bad boys right here from Rabbit. These are the Shredder shorts. Second year in a row that these have made my list. I have just loved them. I now have 3 pairs of these because I can't get enough. They have a great storage pouch along the entire waistline. They have a zip pocket in the back. They have little tabs you can carry your poles if you need to. They're very light. They come in a brief or a boxer version. So those of you who do not like longer leg inner lining, you don't have to worry about that. They make an option for both of you. These are such good shorts. Plus, there's a color of the Shredders that is on sale right now, and it is not to be missed. Link in the description. Moving on, talking about best casual wear. So this was a category I added at the beginning of the pandemic, more work from home attire, but we're gonna call it casual wear because I think there's a really amazing category developing in the running space. I think the appropriate term is athleisure. I kind of hate saying the word, but that's what we're gonna award today. So the runner-up is actually a tie between 2 garments, both from the same manufacturer, from Rabbit. It is the High Country jacket, or as we like to call it, a shacket, because it's sort of a combo of a shirt and a jacket, and the Dawn to Dusk jacket from Rabbit. Both of these are same price, super comfortable, even a little bit stylish. Both of the items are meant to be worn over other garments. They add just that extra layer of warmth and casual layering. I really like the High Country jacket. I think it sort of stands out and looks quite cool. I do admit though that I've been wearing this, the Dawn to Dusk jacket, a bit more than the shacket. It dresses up a little bit better. I like the clean lines, the straight lines. These are 2 super comfortable, very warm jackets, perfect for the season, and are really good to kind of cozy up, work from home, keep things simple, yet a little bit athletic. And my favorite piece of casual athletic gear comes to us from Lululemon. It is the ABC joggers. So I've actually had a couple of pair of these for quite some time. This pair, I got this last year. They are a super comfortable pair of joggers that can be dressed up if needed or dressed down and worn like right after a run. So usually what would happen is I'd go for a run during the summer. I've got shorts, I'm a little bit sweaty. I could slip these on over the shorts and I would be ready to go out and grab a beer or go to the grocery store, something like that. So the ABC joggers have been sort of my favorite go-to pants. They're super comfortable to lounge around the house, but they're also designed in a way where they do look good when you need to go out. Moving on to a brand new category for 2022, and that is the best accessories. So that could be socks, gloves, hats, glasses, anything that's small that you would probably wear, sort of like an apparel item, but easy to get and easy to lose. We're gonna start right here with the runner-up from the North Face. It is their E-Tip Trail Gloves. I know we're in the winter season. I know some of the items on this list are certainly catering to the colder climates, but I have to say that these adapt really well to a morning jog where the temperature's in 50, 55 degrees and you need a little bit of extra protection on the fingers, especially if you have like circulation issues. But they also transition really well to snow sports or really cold climates. The materials are recycled. The E-Tip actually works when you need to operate your phone. I think they're super comfortable. They do what they need to do and they look pretty cool too. So these are the gloves that I tend to go to. E-Tip Trail Gloves from the North Face. And the best accessory, I've been wearing these for years. I get this question a lot. What socks do you wear? These are the socks that I wear and I have for a very long time. That's sort of why I don't talk about them very often, is because I just haven't changed. From Injinji, it is the Ultra Run Crew Socks. So they come in a bunch of different varieties, whether it's mid-crew or no-show. Freaking love Injinjis. They are the toe socks, so they have the individual toes. I know some people cannot do the toe socks. I have gotten past that and I use them every day, both casual and in running, and I freaking swear by them. So if you're looking for socks that keep blisters away and allow your feet to breathe and be comfortable and not chafe, I've had tons of success in the Injinjis. Moving on, best storage or hydration items of 2022. We're gonna start with the runner-up. Might come as no surprise that this is from a brand that I often include in this category because they have been knocking it out of the park year after year. I don't know what year this is for this particular item to make the list. I'm changing it a little, but it is from Solomon, and it is their Advanced Skin 12L pack. So it's not the 5L. The 5L I still have in rotation, the same one I've had for like 3 or 4 years. This is the new larger version. So this is the 2022 model of the 12L. Just a bigger pack, more volume. The reason I'm adding this to the list is because it fits just like the 5L, has all the same features as the 5L with more storage capacity. I still even have a bottle from this last weekend. If you're doing like an overnight in the mountains and you need like a soft pad and maybe a bivvy or something like that, you have the extra volume in this pack that can get you through those longer adventures. Or maybe you're running UTMB and you need something to accommodate more gear. That is what the 12L is for, and I love it. And my favorite storage or hydration item for 2022, I used all summer, all spring. We re-upped on this brand at the beginning of the year, and I'm so glad that I did, but it's from Amphipod, the Hydroform Ergo Light Ultra 20-ounce handheld bottle. It is a mouthful. This is the model that I got at the beginning of the year. They do have a newer, more tweaked version that has just more features, more storage, but it's basically the same concept. I love their handheld bottles. I think they work really well. They are also quite durable, but just the amount of storage you can have on your hand or your wrist. So if you're looking to run a marathon or any sort of trail race and you don't want to carry a pack, you don't want to carry a waist belt, you do want to carry some items, boom, you got yourself a handheld that has the pocket on the back. So I like the Amphipod ones more than any other, just because of the overall comfort, features, capacity, and I like a good 20-ounce bottle. So it's the Hydroform Ergo Light Ultra 20-ounce. It looks like this, but with some insulation and some new features. It's great. Check it out. Moving on. Best running gadgets of 2022. These can be apps, these can be websites, these can be items that you wear or carry that are battery operated. In this case, I've got 2 items that I'm really happy with this year, starting with right here on my wrist. This is the Coros Apex Pro 2. I would almost lean towards the Apex 2, so save yourself $100 and get a really good quality running watch, GPS enabled, can cover all the different types of GPS. In this case, you get tons of features, tons of options to help save that battery, help it last hours and hours and hours, weeks at a time. If you can find the original Apex somewhere on sale, snag it. It's a great watch. But right now, the Apex 2 was just dropped. This is the Pro 2. I have a review of those watches dropping in 2023. I just wanted to make sure that I have plenty of time with them, as well as the new Pod 2 that Coros released. So look at the Apex 2. That's what I'm gonna say now before I drop the review. That's my recommendation. It's a great runner-up. And my favorite running gadget of 2022 is gonna come out of left field. Many of you probably have never heard of this, would not even be interested in this, but to me, this was a bit of a game changer for the stuff that I'm creating on this channel. And we're gonna be talking specifically about trail tested. The item is from DJI. It is their mic. So the DJI mic is a combo of 2 mics. I don't know why they don't call it the DJI mics. It is a wireless receiver and 2 wireless mics that you can wear. They have magnet capabilities or a clamp. I've been using these mics for my trail tested video series and just clamp the mic onto my shirt or onto my waist belt and use a lavalier, something like that. But I'm able to put the receiver onto the camera and it can be hundreds of feet away from me, still picking up really good audio. And the audio saves to the mics as well if you really wanted to. There's tons of features. I don't need to get into it because there's 1,000 reviews online of these things. But I snagged them and I'm so glad I did. I've used these a ton this year. So for me, this changed the game for what I want to create and how I'm creating it. And it's really nice that technology is finally catching up to the stuff that I've been wanting to do for a long time. DJI mic. Moving on to the best nutrition of 2022. This is a completely subjective category. I know many of you probably have your favorite items that you go to for your long runs to help nourish you during those extra efforts. So this can change from person to person. These are just the things that I kind of went to this year. We're gonna start with the runner-up from Goo. It's the Stroop waffles, specifically salted chocolate. These were the ones that I went to almost every run in the summer when I needed to go a little bit longer. They're 140 calories, which is, not quite as much as I'd hope, but you can take one of these with a gel or liquid nutrition and you balance yourself out with however many calories that you need in that hour and that time frame. I really liked them. I think the taste is good. The texture can be a little dry, but if you take it with something like a gel or liquid nutrition, it does go down quite well. So I really like the Stroop waffles. And my favorite nutrition item for 2022 is so good that I finished it a couple of weeks ago and have not received my new package, so you don't even get to see it. From Scratch, or Scratch Labs, it is the Super Fuel drink mix. That stuff is super light, has a little bit of flavor, packed with calories. I use 7 or 8 scoops of it in my bottle for liquid nutrition, and you barely taste it. It's a really light, refreshing flavor that doesn't overwhelm your taste buds. So if you're going for long efforts, hours and hours and hours in the mountains or on the trails, and you need a flavor that isn't going to bind your tongue down and make you absolutely hate it half a day later, the Scratch Super Fuel is super great because it is just such a light, refreshing flavor. So I really like it so much that I didn't even have a package here. Hasn't arrived yet. Here's a picture. That's what it looks like. It's good. Moving on to the best drop bag accessory. These are items that I know that you're gonna wanna include in your drop bag for any of those races that you have coming up. Put these in your pack. Coming in as our runner-up and an item that I've featured on the Gear of the Year list now for years, from Squirrel's Nut Butter, it is their anti-chafe balm. Put that on your bits to save your bits from biting you. This stuff is fantastic. It's all natural, uses all those natural ingredients. In fact, I think it only uses a handful of ingredients. It basically uses coconut oil, cacao seed butter, beeswax, and vitamin E oil. Such a simple formula, and it works. Put it on your bits so those bits don't bite. And my favorite drop bag item for 2022 is a new product that we just started using this year and honestly can't get enough of. I want to get more. It comes to us from Hydra Pack. It is their Ultra Flask Speed. The lid literally snaps open and closed. It is fantastic. I was initially worried that these lids would leak or they'd pop open. I'm happy to say they don't. You're running an Ultra, you drank all the liquid out of your soft flask, you pop into an aid station, open the lid, have the volunteer or your crew refill it, boom, it's closed, pop it in your pack, and you're off. It is so nice to have these speed caps. They do seal quite well. I'm really liking them. I'm including it in the drop bag accessories only because I like to carry a couple of these in my pack in case I need to bring more water with me. If I run into an aid station, I need to refill something. So they pack down super small. Shove them into your pack or into your drop bag and you have extra capacity for water. And they have that speed lid. Love it. Great. Moving on to shoes. The categories you've all been waiting for. We're going to talk about the best road shoes of 2022, best plated road shoes of 2022, and best trail shoes. I feel like the last year of shoes has been one of the best years in shoes in recent memory. Does anyone else feel that same way? In the last 10 plus years of reviewing shoes and gear and stuff, I was excited almost every couple of weeks for some new shoe that was dropping because it's just a lot of exciting tech happening right now. And I'm seeing the same thing begin to happen for 2023. There's a lot of exciting stuff. So let's get into it. We're gonna talk about my favorite road running shoes first, starting with the runner-up. This comes to us from Hoka. Hoka did something pretty good with the Mach, and that was creating the Supersonic, but I'm gonna include the Mach in this runner-up category. It's a snappy shoe. It has a bit of cushion underneath, but really what this became was a really fun, responsive, propulsive shoe for road running, and it's very, very light. So the Supersonic was super fun. The Mach was super fun. That is my runner-up for road running shoes. Plus, the Supersonic is on sale right now. Links in the description. Super great deal. Check it out. But for me, in road running this year, really was about this particular shoe. Well, I'm gonna say two shoes because it was a tie for first place for my favorite road running shoe. And I reviewed them very recently, so this might not come as any shocker to many of you. It is the Asics Nova Blast and Super Blast. Both of these shoes kind of became my favorite road running shoes of 2022. They both feature that super bouncy FF midsole, whether it's Blast Plus or Turbo, and I just really enjoy the experience underfoot. These are fantastic marathon shoes. If you're looking to go long on the roads, these will get you there in comfort and style. I'm leaning towards the Super Blast, but man, it is so much more expensive than the Nova Blast. So if you're on a budget, Nova Blast. If you've got the funds, the Super Blast. Hey, all right. Favorite road shoes. I can't believe it's an Asics. Wow. Moving on to my favorite plated shoes of 2022. So these can be carbon plated shoes, nylon plated shoes, rock plated shoes, really any shoes that have some sort of plate system in there that really is part of what makes that shoe as dynamic as it is. So we're gonna start with the runner-up, and that comes to us from New Balance. It is the Fuel Cell Super Comp Trainer. I just reviewed this shoe as well. In fact, I feel like it was my last review that I posted. I really, really like this shoe. I think it's super bouncy and it has such great roll through. It definitely wants to keep you on your toes and your forefoot, and it is a super fast, comfortable, fun trainer. Great for race day or long run Sundays or Saturdays. I really enjoy it. Well done, New Balance. This is a really good shoe. But coming in at number one, and I think this might be for 2 years in a row, from Saucony, it is the Endorphin Speed. This one's the third version. I like the looks, I like the feel, I like that nylon plate. The midsole is great, it's light, and it really wants to snap you forward. And it's not a big budget breaker, so there's a lot of things going for the Endorphin Speed 3 that make me consider this my plated shoe of the year. It's got a nylon plate in there, trust me, and it is fun to run in. Good job. Bringing us to my favorite trail shoes of 2022. We're almost done with this thing, but you're gonna have to bear with me here because there's a lot of trail shoes that I wanted to talk about, and unfortunately I have to pick just a couple. So it's not gonna be the Atreyu-based trail, even though this was one of my favorite shoes. It's not gonna be the Saucony Endorphin Edge, even though this was one of my favorite shoes. The runner-up this year is from the North Face. It is the North Face Eminence. I reviewed this a long time ago, and there's just something about this shoe. I started running in it again recently, and it just reminded me of how much I really liked it right out of the box, and it's still holding up quite well. It is a slipper-like upper. It is a dynamic midsole, and it has a super grippy outsole with like minimal luggage. It's just so good. Huge surprise as well because it is at the bottom of the North Face Vective line as far as price is concerned. In fact, it is on sale right now. This shoe is $60 on Running Warehouse. I have a link in the description. Hopefully it has your size because that is a damn good deal for a shoe that is just, I don't know, a mold breaker, I think. It's sort of their base model, but it does so much more than what you would expect. So the Eminence is my runner-up. Bringing us to my favorite trail shoe of 2022. This might drive you crazy because I couldn't decide on just one. I had to pick two. It's a tie, and it's gonna be kind of divisive, I think. From two different brands. From Nike, it's the Zagama, and from Hoka, it's the Mafate Speed 4. These are two very similar shoes, but also very different shoes, and I did two different reviews. Highly encourage you to go check them out just so you can get an idea of exactly why I like both of them. They are just really good all-around shoes for those who want to go long, who want to train hard, and get out there on technical trails or sloppy trails and just get all around great, delicious mileage without putting your feet at the mercy of whatever shoe you're wearing. These are just great shoes. Better grip, a little bit narrower, a little bit wider, softer, but not as good a grip like that. Couldn't decide. They're great shoes. You can't go wrong with either. So those are my favorites, but we're not done yet. This is our final category of the 2022 Gear of the Year. It is our best bonus budget item. These are items that don't break the bank and provide you with a lot in return. The runner-up this year is this, an air horn. I used it on last year's list. I'm carrying it over because I used this more this year than anything else I carried in my pack or my belts or my shorts or anything like that. I used this so much this summer. There was a 2.5-month period where I saw bears every single run. I don't know why this year they were super active, but where I was running, I saw a whole family of bears, sometimes the same family every day, sometimes a different family, but this was a savior. This is not going to apply to everyone who's watching this video because many of you don't have bears where you live. It's also just a great analog safety device. Doesn't require batteries or technology or satellites. It's very loud. You can send an SOS signal. You can use it to alert other people where you are or if you need help. So really, this is just a safety thing that's super cheap, won't break the bank, and it's something I carry with me on every freaking trail run. Don't leave home without it. And my favorite budget bonus item of 2022 isn't so much an item as much as it is a service and a person. And isn't so much a budget item as much as it is a free item. And that is a free consultation with Danielle Snyder. In running, we focus so much on the physical body. How fast can we go? How far can we go? What are our bodies capable of doing? But the reality is so much of that is connected to the mind, and I think we often forget about the mental side of things. So this last year I was having a ton of difficulty, like really getting onto the mental side of my running and seeing how I could push myself, really reduce the negative self-talk, and I was having a lot of difficulty doing that on my own. Dealing with a ton of anxiety, depression, things like that, and bringing in Danielle Snyder. She's not only a certified running coach, she's also a badass ultra runner who's been on the podiums a number of times, but she is a licensed social worker and she deals a lot with the mental side of things. So whether you are showing up to a race and you have those pre-race nerves, or you want to get the most out of your performance, yeah, we can talk about the physical side of things, but have you thought about the mental side of things and how you can really refocus your brain to trust that you are capable of so much more than you think you are? So why does she make my bonus budget item? It's because she offers a free consultation with every athlete. You get a free phone call with her. You get to talk about all the things that you maybe want to get out of your running or things that you're dealing with, whether personal or in the sport. She's just a great person. She also works with athletes at all different budget levels, which is why I am including her services here in the bonus budget item, because it is well worth it. Here's the challenge. You have a big race coming up next season. It's an A race. You want to get the most out of your mind and your body. Why not use her free consultation? Get that 15-minute call in. Find out if there's something that you can do with your mental game to get on top of it and get the most out of your race. Maybe you can talk to her for a couple of weeks. Just give it a shot. And a quick reminder, she's not paying me to be on this list. She doesn't even know she's on this list. And if she knew she was on this list, she'd probably ask me to take her off the list. I'm putting her on here because she has changed my mental game considerably. And that is something that I would love for you to experience as well. InnerDriveWellness.com is her website. And yeah, she's going to hate me for putting her on the list, but here she is. Consider it. All right, that's it for this year's Gear of the Year. I am so thankful for the last 365 days of your support. Please consider supporting well into 2023 as well, because we have so much more gear to review, look at, and test, and it's just going to be a freaking awesome year. If there is something that did not make this list that you are like, dude, you didn't include this or that, Put it in the comments. I want to see it, and I want people who come to this video to also see that the comments are full of different items that maybe they should consider. This is a go-to place for items and things like that that people might want. Have a great rest of your year. Embrace the journey. We hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. We'll see you in 2023. Thanks all. Bye-bye.